Hi, folks. I got some good responses to the postings I put about the stuff going on with Noah Levine. And just this morning, I was answering some of the emails I got. And as part of an answer to somebody's email, I said, I know full well that if I ever started a big religious institution, it would spiral out of control and crash spectacularly. And that's why I don't do it. Which is how I feel about the whole thing. I look at what happened with Noah, what's happening with Shambhala, what's happened to so many other places, and I can't kind of sit on a high horse over here, or whatever that, I don't know what that phrase means, but I can't just sit here acting like, oh yeah, they screwed that up, I would have done better in their position. Because I know I wouldn't. I would mess it up probably worse than Noah or the Shambhala guys or any of those people. I think I would make a total wreck of the whole thing that would make all of the wrecks other people have done with religious institutions look like child's play. That's what I think. I think I could actually, if in terms of doing it better, I would make it more scandalous and more horrible, and more people would be hurt and lives destroyed and money burned and everything. I would just ruin it. So this is why I don't do it, because I can't handle these sorts of things. I don't understand institutional power, and I don't understand people who want institutional power. And this doesn't just go for religious institutions. When I worked for Tsuburaya Productions, after a couple of years there, it became clear that there was a way to move up in the ranks of the company. You know, I watched this Chinese guy who used to work in the desk next to me, who got hired on a couple months after me, rise up in the ranks. And I'm just watching this, and this guy's about the same age as me, about as probably less qualified actually initially. He did end up doing pretty good work for the company, but when he started out, he was less qualified than me to work for the place. But I just couldn't get it. I was like, why are you doing this? I mean, I never asked him that, but I just kept thinking, like, why are you doing that? So I don't get it. But I think when you start an institution and when you start a system of ranks where there's, this guy is the Roshi and this guy is the head priest and this guy is the other kind of priest, and then you've got the novice priest and the blah blah and all that other stuff. As soon as you start doing that, you've got people jockeying for institutional power. And I've even seen people do this around me who imagine that I have some kind of institutional power to confer upon them, and they're trying to get it. And I don't get it. So this is why I don't do it. And it's kind of a problem in a sense that the only way you're going to make decent money doing what I do is to start a religious institution, at least as far as I can see. Either start a religious institution or write a big hit book. And when I look at religious institutions that people start, they're not all bad, but I can see, there's the things kind of going awry. Which is not to say that I'm doing terrible. I can afford to pay the rent on a one-bedroom apartment in a nice part of Los Angeles and pay my bills and keep food on the table and buy records when I want to. Which is great. When I talk to some of the people back in Akron who I know, I look like Mr. Fancy Pants for being able to do that. So that's my standard of comparison. I feel like Mr. Fancy Pants because I got this. But I look at people like I know somebody who's actually real good, real straight arrow Zen teacher, has a group, and they built this teacher a house in the back of their institute, and it's sweet. I went and looked at this place and I'm going, wow, these are some sweet digs. Bigger than a one-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles, that's for damn sure. And great, that's nice. But in order to do that, you have to be the head of an institution where people are jockeying for power and position and all of that, and I have zero interest. So this is probably why I'll never get rich. The only thing I ever think about in terms of getting rich is like, I'm hoping like this next book, this is going to be a big hit. Like that's possible, and I got one coming out in October, so you can buy it and make it a big hit. That would be great. And that I could maybe deal with. But as far as running an institution, no way. I would just mess the whole thing up completely. I don't know if there's a Buddhist message in that. I just kind of felt like making a video to say that, to kind of make it clear, for one thing, that I'm not trying to say I'm better than these people who do that. I can see how easily that gets corrupted. You start with little things and they all pile up, and before you know it, you're in charge of something gigantic that you don't have any idea how to deal with, and then you just keep trying to do things to shore it up. It's like putting your finger in the dike or something. It's like one of those. It's like when Curly tried to stop the water from coming out of the pipes by connecting all the pipes together until he's got like this big circle of pipes around him in that Three Stooges episode. That's what it would be like for me if I ran an institution. I'd be like Curly, surrounded by all the pipes, and the water is still spurting out everywhere. So that's why I don't do it. So there's no Buddhist message to this one today. I'm sorry, but I hope it was slightly entertaining. If you want to support what I do, you can donate by PayPal or Patreon. The links are in my lap. No, they are below the screen that you were looking at. And thank you. See you later. Bye.